Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Warning, warning. I, um, yeah, I look like I'm pretty big, but I'm actually pretty fragile. If I step from here there, I'll probably break my ankle. You know. How you doing, guys? Luis, it's an honor to have you here, sir. That's right. Yeah, so thank you to the RF Lunch for inviting me. Lana is going to be coming. Have you guys heard of Lana before? You have? Lana's going to be doing this thing with me. She's one of the best retouchers in the world. There is planet Earth, and there is very few retouchers that I would trust with my top clients, and she's one of those people. And there's one reason that sets her apart from like other retouchers in my mind is there's a lot of really good retouchers that can do an amazing job with skin and clothing and color, but there's very few that can retouch with such an elegance to them that is almost like finding a diamond in the rough, all right? So when she comes, if you guys want to ask her anything about retouching, she's literally like top 3 in the planet, okay? Amazing. And she has also saved my butt in many occasions with big celebrity clients that I was shooting commercial stuff for. They loved the photos. They hated the retouching. I sent them to her. She did her magic, sent the photos back, and then they loved everything, and they published in every magazine. So I'm very thankful to her, and you guys should to totally ask her whatever you want. Can you guys see the screen? Or is there anything showing up? What? Who's in charge of this? Oh yeah, can we, is there some? Should we get out of here? Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you. So guys, yep. Okay, thank you. So guys, I'm gonna talk to you for only 10-15 minutes. It's a very short talk. And it's gonna be about a very simple thing that I wish somebody would have told me before. It's about confidence. Confidence when you're shooting. Oh, there's Lana. Round of applause for Lana, guys. Woo! Your microphone is right there. Microphone right there. So,
thank you.
The great Lana Polic, everyone. Yes. The one and only. Confidence. When I'm shooting, we think about lighting and posing and all of this. I didn't really realize how much my own confidence and my energy affected the entire energy of the photo shoot. Let me give you an example of that. Take a look at this. I was photographing this job with that lady who's right there. She's pretty big, one of my celebrity clients right there. And if you don't know her, she's all over Las Vegas. She's got salons all over this city. She's like she does all the hair, and she has salons and for everybody who's anybody. And she started like an extension line, a hair extension line. So she hired me to go do the commercial shoots. And then Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian family were financially backing the whole project. So they were not involved in the business. They were just the wallet, okay? Because as you guys know, the Kardashian family has a little bit of money. Why? I'm still trying to figure it out. I know them. I've traveled with them, and I'm just like this the whole time. How? What do you do? I shouldn't say that in public. Is this being recorded? Yes, it is. Oh God. Oh God. So there she is, getting her stuff done. What happens when you have 100 people in a photo shoot putting on makeup on the subject and there's like assistants and art directors and all? Don't you start getting nervous, right? You're like, you better do a good job. That's what happened to me even after all this time. And because of that, I'm gonna show you what happened. My photos technically were perfect. The lighting was right on, the posing was fine. But because I was lacking that confidence, the photos were a total and complete disaster, even for me now. I just shot this 6 months ago, okay? I mean, look at this. If it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for Lana's retouch, they would have fired me, and I've been working with them for a long time. So thank you, and round of applause again, because, oh my gosh. So here she is getting her stuff done, makeup. When I was taking this video, guys, even though you think I'm like super experienced and all that, I was actually super nervous. I was just like, oh gosh, you know? And I know how these people are. We started shooting. Look at the pictures. This is what I started shooting. Like, does she look excited? Do you want to buy those extensions from these pictures? I mean, look at this. It's like her fingers holding the box. She looks like she's half dead. I shouldn't say that. She's all over Las Vegas. Oh my gosh. Is this being recorded? Yes, it is. What is wrong with me this right now? Okay, she's amazing. But would you say that's an amazing commercial picture? Does it make you want to buy the extensions? No. As soon as I took this picture, what does she say? Can I see the photo? I'm like, oh God. She sees the photo. She's like, wow, this is not going well. I was like, well, we just started. Let's take it easy, okay? And next picture, boom. Equally bad or worse, okay? Gosh, can you guys believe this? This is just, okay?
This works?
Yeah, it's done. Can you say something? Let me see. Say test.
Hello.
Okay. Next picture. Okay, she put the hand on the waist. There's something, at least. But look, this is the better photo of the three so far. At this point, I wish you guys could be there and see my face. It wasn't going well, and I was so slapping myself in the face, like, wake up, you know, like, you have to wake up. Right? You're like, Roberto, you know, you're supposed to be really good at this stuff, right? And I'm like, what is going on? Guys, a little transformation happened in my mind, and I started gaining, or at least faking, my confidence again. Does that make sense? I just said, I'm a freaking good photographer. I'm an amazing photographer. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a really good job. And I'm gonna show her how good I am, and I'm gonna make no space for people to doubt me in this room. And we turned on the music. We started getting the movement. I started talking to her with confidence and power, and I'll show you the difference. Let's see. There is the shots before. That's terrible, okay? Do you see how there's no energy there? Can you feel it? Okay. This was done. This was the last shot I did before I started turning it around, okay? And now after we turn it around, okay, this is me blanking out, okay? And this is what she was posing like.
Who is this?
Go ahead.
No, who is this?
Hey, this is how she was posing. Do you agree, Lana?
Yeah, it was kind of lifeless.
Yeah, it was bad. But guys, it's you. It's your fault if things are not going well, okay? So let me jump into this just to show you, and then let's go into Lana's retouch and what she did for me, okay? Is that better?
Much better.
Is that good? Is that way better? This is the power of flipping a switch, guys. Guys, seriously, sometimes even experienced people at the top of their game blank out, and you have to flip the switch, okay? So if you ever feel you're not worthy, or you're doing imposter syndrome, or you feel like you shouldn't be there, we all feel the same. And this is me turning it around. I started talking to her like screaming. It's like, we turned on the music, I was like, no, better from you, more dancing, more moves. She's like, I don't dance, I don't move. It's like, we're doing it now, you know? She was like, oh my God, what happened to the other guy? I was like, that guy's done, he jumped out the window. Okay, we're going to this guy. She was like, move. And she was like, ah! And I was like, move, like seriously. And I put the wind machine on her, the music was cranked up. I told her assistants to scream and yell and have fun with her. This is the result. Is that much better? Right?
Yeah, she definitely has emotion in her face.
Yeah, there's emotion in her face. She looks
like she's
enjoying herself. Look at that. And by the way, you're watching the amazing retouching of Lana.
Yeah, I remember that retouch. Quite good.
It took her like I don't know how long. Check out this one. How cool is that? Guys, isn't that unbelievable? How you can start out like this and end like this in the same person. Look at that retouch.
Well,
Okay.
but I always think that clients need a little bit of time to adjust to the shoot, right?
That's right. That's what I'm saying to them. Like, you cannot show up and be Mr. Hero. It's okay to be human. Like, I'm supposed to be like highly recommended person who would never fail. I fail. I mess up. Sometimes I lack the confidence, believe it or not. And I'm trying to tell you the truth. This is me saying I can't afford to be that person. I gotta flip it around, okay? And this is the result out of that. Look at this one.
Oh, the legs.
The legs. She spent a lot of time on the legs. Okay.
Yeah, I had requests.
I have a photo to show you the before and after, Lana. You would not believe it's the same picture. Okay.
Well, she has nice legs right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she does. Look at that one. How cool are these? Can I get a round of applause at least or something? Man. Okay. So guys, Lana retouched all these. Let me switch over to what happened after the photos. They loved these. I retouched the pictures myself. They hated them. So this is your chance to talk to Lana about what it's like to do an average retouch, which is what we all do with filters and stuff, and doing a high-end retouch for people like that when it really counts. So
Yeah,
what do you
that's
think, Lana?
definitely a difference. I would say normal retouch wouldn't.
You can say it if you want.
You don't need to work too much on the details in a normal retouch. For instance, this client had a particular wishes, and for this image we were going back and forward. I would do retouch. I was thinking it's good enough, but then the client sent me back, and I had to.
Closer.
I have to work on her waist here, if I remember good, and I have to work on her legs. But the difference between a normal retouch and a high-end retouch is working with the tools that are going into details, like with a healing brush, with a clone stamp tool, with dodge and burn. Let's say, for instance, a lot of people think that frequency separation is the answer to everything. So they use it and abuse it, as I say. But I wouldn't use that too much. Frequency, actually, I use it at the end of retouching of my images, but the power of high-end retouch is going into details and working details with these tools as a healing stamp and clone stamp tool, I cannot remember now, wait, healing brush and so on. So working into details, it's a high-end retouch, and it gives you much more control, definitely, than if you put just one preset all over. Well, I will use that probably for if I'm having a lot of images, but high-end retouch and working with this kind of images, it demands a little bit more time. But it's visible. When you use this fast solution, it's definitely visible. It definitely doesn't give you the effect you want. It's kind of giving me this, I wouldn't say cheap look, but I'm seeing that it's not spent time on that image. So also at the end of the high-end retouch, I like to work with contouring. That's also some kind of extra touch. And these are all that little details that gives you that extra look. And yeah, I wouldn't go with the presets. I wouldn't go with the frequency separation. I would use it at the end maybe a little, and that's it. So fast solutions are never giving you the best results.
Yeah, go ahead. Because
Well, I didn't count because it was going back forward. I would retouch. I would had some particular wishes, and I needed maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes, depends what client asked. But then she would bring me back, and she said, well, I'm not happy with the waist. Can you narrow it down? And my left leg is maybe not, or my left eyebrow, let's say. They're very much into details today, clients. Maybe you wouldn't expect that before, but today they're very much into details. They're very aware. Especially today we have these filters and we have these social media networks, and people are used to this kind of look of themselves. So they're very particular what they wish for because they see themselves differently in this media. And yeah, then they have a particular wishes. So
I think this is the problem, right? They
Yeah.
see these social media filters and they say, and what's it called? Facetune? Is that what it's called?
yeah,
This
everybody
yeah.
is using that. I noticed that everybody using Facetune. So when I start to retouch, they're expecting to be the same as this
Facetune.
app.
Yep.
or even better, and nothing less from that.
But the
Yeah.
funny part is Facetune just puts waxy skin all over the place, and it's just supposed to be for quick look for a small screen. They want it to look that amazing and clean and whatever, but when they see the photo in a screen this big, it looks like a disaster on Facetune, right? So then they want perfection on the retouch, but they want it to look like Facetune. It's been the most challenging,
Yeah, it's not.
year,
Yeah.
2 years of doing photo shoots for people like this. Because they show you this Facetune stuff and you're like, I'm not gonna do, you cannot do Facetune and do a high-end retouch. It doesn't work like that for 300 pictures. It just doesn't work.
And you're becoming much aware that it's not enough to be a good photographer today. You have to know this retouch, because even clients that are not in the beauty industry, they have similar wishes. You would be surprised how many wishes my clients have about making their nose different, their legs, their waist. Like, I want to be thinner. So it's not on me to say how much of retouch. I always advise them at which level it looks normal. But yeah, the demands have definitely changed in the last couple of years, and we can thank that to our all mobile devices and filters and so on. Yeah.
The funny part is that if you do adjustments on Facetune or Instagram apps, you actually stretch the pixels, right? But they wanted to have the effect of the stretch in the nose or bringing down the cheekbones and all of that without stretching any pixels. It has to look perfect, right? This is where I really appreciate what a high-end retoucher can do. And if you don't have one, you should probably go find one, because if it's an emergency, like what happened here, they will save you, you know? Yes? Liquify or what? Or warp tool? Probably liquify, right?
I didn't hear
Do you prefer liquify or warp
Oh,
tool?
I work with Liquify mostly. It gives me more control about the parts of, so I prefer Liquify.
I think what Lana said is the key. I talked to you guys about about doing a shoot with confidence, right? And turning it around. If it's going bad, we can build it good. It takes trust in yourself, right? And I also wanted to share that even me, who's supposed to be experienced and I'm supposed to know this stuff, I still have these moments where I blank and things are not going well, but I was able to turn it around. And what she's saying is that whenever you apply general presets or general artificial intelligence editing to a photograph, you're never going to achieve a high-end retouch look. It's working with fine detail tools like simple basic Photoshop, like clone tool, healing brush, and simple dodge and burn.
With brush,
right?
with normal brush.
That's what a high-end retoucher does. It's getting into that skin, into the clothing
and
in detail.
leaving the texture, because when people use frequency separation, they think it's solution for everything, so they smudge the whole face. For me, the most important is to leave the texture and the natural fall of the light and shadows. But people, what usually do, they smudge it all up because they think we have to have a smooth face, and that doesn't give you a natural result. So
Can I show you guys? Can I show you guys something, even though our time is up real quick? I did another photo shoot for another important client, and she retouched it. And when I saw the retouch, I just started vomiting of how good it was. Okay? Can I show you real quick? Look at this. What?
Yeah, I'm a photographer too.
An amazing photographer. But check this out.
I noticed it wasn't enough to be just a good photographer, so I had to learn also this. And actually, this is meditation for me. I like to go into details, and yeah.
Okay, you ready to see the retouch? This is high-end retouch. Look how crazy this looks. Now watch when I zoom in, you will see the entire skin texture. That's what you want. Look at this.
So as you can see the texture here. So actually a good retouch is like, I always say, is like you weren't even here. If you're looking at the image and seeing the retouch, I don't think that's a good work. But if you're looking at the image and not thinking about the retouch and seeing the texture and everything is left here, then for me that's a good retouch.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you put a microscope to this, it is retouch perfection. And this is what makes such a difference. If you're ever trying to struggle with selling to clients, competition in your town, be a good photographer, be good at posing and lighting. You guys can come to my have you guys heard of the Photo Creators Conference in Tucson in May? Can I show you real quick? You should invest in your education. Get good at photography. Get yourself a good retoucher. And also don't ignore business. You need that too. Otherwise you kind of like slowly die. Before and after, hold on.
I think you have before somewhere.
I don't know if I have, but let me see.
So I did the color grading here also.
Do I have that? Let me, oh yeah, I think I do. I think I do.
Actually, this model for start had a very clean face, but yeah, you will see the difference.
Okay, let me see if I can pull that out. Give me a second. Okay.
How do you mean recommendations for? Recommendations for a retoucher. So I think that today we have this all internet and all the information there, and it can easily be overwhelming and confusing because people find out a dodge and burn and frequency saturation, and each photographer or retoucher has its own ways of retouching. But I would always, well, I was also confused in the start and I wasn't sure what to use, so I would use everything, and then I would look my end result and I wasn't happy because it was too much. So I decided I will simplify my workflow and was going very much through the magazine and seeing what's up there and what people like and what we have. So I was going for simplifying my workflow. I didn't want to complicate it too much. I chose a couple of things that worked the best for me each time, and that became my work process. I didn't go and tried all the stuff.
Look at the hair. Look at everything. Now watch.
Oh, the legs.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's just crazy. Okay.
But
Seriously? Seriously.
She had her demands. So.
Look at this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at this.
And I was actually retouching that 2 a.m. I could barely look.
Look at this, and now look at that. Yeah. We call these people unicorns. They're magical humans. And yes. Oh, and I got to shut this down.
I don't hear.
Can you say it like 10 times louder? Does she have classes in retouching? Go ahead.
I had a class at Monday about retouching and how to master a portrait retouch in 60 minutes. And in that class, I showed my workflow, how I simplified it, and it's actually very easy to follow. And if you do it each time, you will get faster and faster. Maybe at the beginning, you will need 30 minutes, and then as much as you work and practice later, maybe for something that you need 30 minutes, you will later need 15 minutes. But it's also about simplifying your workflow and to see what works best for you. For instance, if you have images where you're dealing with a lot of images, you won't definitely go so much into detail on every image. But these are kind of high fashion images, so you go much more into details.
Who wants a workshop with her on retouching? Who would go to that?
Ah, that's nice to see.
Okay. We don't have any plans for that, but we can probably put one together in the United States at some point. It might be in LA, okay? In the meantime, this is the Photo Creators Conference. I recommend it for you guys. It's in Tucson, Arizona. It's gonna be at this ranch. I'm gonna have myself teaching posing. Joe McNally will be teaching flashes. Lindsay Adler will be there teaching fashion strokes and beauty. Chris Orwig will be doing natural light and authentic portraits. Eric Joseph's going to be doing printing, and Christina Shirk is going to be doing the retouching section next time. But retouching section, okay? So I'll give you guys a discount code because it's $16.95. I'll give you a $300 discount if you want to write it down. It's going to be May 16th. The website is thephotocreators.com. Check it out. There's only 40 spots left, so if you want it, take it. And it's going to be in Tucson, Arizona. That's where it's at. It's a beautiful place. I'm going to be teaching posing. Christina will be teaching retouching, printing, natural light, fashion photography, flashes, and that's your $300 off. And this is the promo code, Photo Creators Promo. When you buy your ticket, put that on the promo code, and you will knock down $300. Your hotel room is not included at the ranch. You have to pay for that extra, but your food is included. And this will dunk it down to $13.95 for 6 of the best teachers in the nation. Okay? Any questions, guys? Thank you. Big applause for Lana, please, guys. A big one. Woo! And thank you, guys. We'll see you next year. Gracias, Luis.